Joining us now is Bruce Banman, the MLA for Abbotsford-South, and we reach Bruce Banman in Vancouver.
Well, good afternoon, and how are you doing?
I'm very well. First question, why are you the best person to lead the BC Conservatives?
Well, I'm one of the two originals. I crossed the floor willingly because I believe in what we started. And when the Conservative Party of BC was being rebuilt, people stepped up because they recognized we needed a conservative option in this province again. And I am thrilled to have been that option. And I'll remind folks that had it not been for me crossing the floor willingly, I don't know that we would be where we are today, and we came within 250 votes of actually forming government. So I'm pretty proud of that, and I want to carry on that good work.
I have to ask you, as you say, being one of the first two, what was it like for you to see your party go through such tumult as it has over the last few months, with losing or kicking out party members, now not having the leader being turfed? What's that been like for you as an original party member?
Sad, actually, to see it happen, but I would also say that I think based on how fast we grew, probably not to be unexpected. But what I want to focus on moving forward is focusing the party and becoming unified at the end of this. Regardless of who the new leader will be, I think what British Columbians I'm talking to are telling me is look, you guys need to get your act together because we want to beat the NDP. Give us some hope that you can do it. I know my colleagues are ready to go. Yes, we had a couple of stumbles off the start, but I'll tell you right now, I've got a bunch of colleagues that are ready to form government. And I would love to lead them to do that and unify this team and make sure that there is an option for British Columbians. And, the movement isn't just about, one person or me. I don't want to give that impression. It was about giving Conservatives and hardworking British Columbians a seat at the table. And the leadership race that we're going through, that's what comes next. And that's what I want to focus on, is making sure that the youth that are fleeing this province for opportunity have the choice to stay here, have the hope of being able to buy a home like the rest of us prior have been able to do, and making sure that we can fulfill that dream for them and that British Columbia has its right as the economic powerhouse it once was and will be again.
So on that front, you talk about affordability issues. What will your top priorities as leader of the party be?
Well, I'm reminded when I go into the legislature, there are 4 murals that are in the top of the rotunda, and they stood for the 4 pillars that actually helped build this province: agriculture, fisheries, forestry, and mining and minerals. And if you take a look at mining and minerals alone, there are 24 mines that are mired in red tape. Takes approximately 17 long years to get a permit. If those 24 mines were up and running, they would give approximately $70 billion worth of economic stimulus to our province and $10 billion, I am told, of royalties that would go into the provincial budget. You then take natural gas. We're sitting on trillions of it. If we could get that exported properly, that is another $4 to $6 billion of royalties going into the province. That's the money you need for schools, for healthcare, for infrastructure, and so many other things. And it's there. It's achievable. But this NDP government has failed at it. And then there's forestry. The forestry industry will tell you it is not the tariffs. That certainly does not help, but it's been 9 years of NDP bungling. Take a forest fire. They cannot figure out for the life of them how to fast track that to salvage that wood that's there. And the forest companies will reforest on the way out and speed tracking the horrific damage that the wildfires have done. So there's a whole bunch of stuff we can do. We just need government to get the heck out of the way.
And what about relations with the U.S. and how would you approach that?
Well, I think that, I am reminded of the Bush era where we had softwood issues and fishing issues, and it is forcing Canada and British Columbia to start looking for other markets. It's never a good idea to put all of your eggs in one basket. And I think that we're a port We have the ocean. Like what Alberta would love to be able to have what we have. And so we have access to foreign markets. The U.S. market will return. They're our number one trading partner. They will always be our number one trading partner, I believe. And right now we're going through a rough spot, as friends do. That will not last forever. But in the meantime, let's diversify our economy because, it's often said when the United States gets the sniffles, we end up getting very ill as a nation. So let's make sure that we are expanding into other markets that want our products. I mean, the great thing about Canada is, and British Columbia in particular, we have all these minerals, we have wood, we have agriculture, we have, when you see the British Columbia or the Canadian flag on something, it's quality. And we have that's our advantage, and we need to go into these foreign markets and start selling it.
You mentioned Alberta. Where would you be on a pipeline, an oil pipeline through from Alberta to the BC coast?
We are basically, my understanding is it is millions of dollars a day because Alberta sells its petroleum at a 30% discount to the United States. And our natural gas is being sold down there at approximately an 80% discount to the United States. Right now, more than ever, we need to figure out how to get this to foreign markets so we can maximize those dollars because the entire Canadian economy needs it. And instead of having a fight with our nearest neighbor, we should be figuring out how we can work collaboratively together and make sure that we get this to foreign markets. It's the only thing that makes sense. And then for those that want a refinery, I say that's a great idea too. Let's do that as well.
And back to the party, we're almost out of time now, but it is a crowded race. We're into double digits for candidates now. And as we talked about at the beginning of our conversation, this is a party that's gone through tumult. How would you bring this party back together, both after going through a leadership race of this size and then plus all the issues that have happened in the past?
I'm not going to focus in the rearview mirror. It's never been my style. And I am excited about how many people are actually entering this race. It just goes to show you how many people want to beat the NDP because things are so bad. And we are going to have a huge uptick in membership, and we will become a force to be reckoned with. What I hope and what I want as we go through this is that, it is not about who you voted for in the past. It is not about who you donated to in the past. Politics is about making things larger and adding to. So if you are dissatisfied, and you're out there listening right now, if you are dissatisfied with the way things are, if you're in a lineup in ER or a ton of other things that are wrong with this province, I would encourage you to buy a membership with the Conservative Party of British Columbia and vote for the next leader. I'm excited about this, and if I am chosen to be leader, I plan on taking the best ideas from all of the leadership candidates, putting them together, and let's get the ground running and restore this province to its rightful place as the number one economy in Canada. We're literally standing on it. We have billions and trillions of dollars worth of resources that need to get to market. We've got it. And there's no reason for our economy to be as bad as it is right now, other than pure mismanagement by the NDP.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Bruce Banman, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you very much.
That is Bruce Banman. He has thrown his hat into the ring, to lead the BC Conservatives. We'll have more about the race coming up after the news with Rob Shaw.